Well, to say that I understand it, I have another way of understanding it than I did then, right? Because all I ever looked at is whether it worked or not, and whether it was repeatable in other situations. That's what mathematicians do. That's what modelers do. We want things that can be repeated. Scientific studies are supposed to be like that, but they're not really. They're not looking at specific instances and narrowing it down. They get statistical results. They go, it works 70% of the time. And to me, that means you need something else for the other 30. I saw Virginia time and time again do long, involved things. She did a family reconstruction that took 8 hours or something with a woman, and this woman had scars all over her back from being beaten with a bullwhip. And, when this woman was describing that one day, on a mining camp, after being beaten by her grandfather, he picked her up and took her somewhere and dropped her at some other relative's house, and she never saw him again. And Virginia turned and looked at, and the woman was, very angry and felt abandoned and all of these things, and said it was ruining her life. And Virginia looked at her and said, so what you're telling me is that your grandfather realized what he was doing and decided to save your life. And that one sentence, you could just see the lights go on. He carried you from a tent to a house, put you in a place where you were fed regularly and no one beat you for the rest of your life. His last act with you was to save your life because he realized he was going to kill you. And, when you can have a short sentence that changes somebody's entire view on something, that requires experience, but it also requires a sincere lack of empathy. Virginia did not identify with this person. She stepped outside the situation and looked at it from the outside and went, this makes more sense of what he did than what she did. She's gone, he beat me and then didn't care about me anymore. Well, he would have just keep beating her if he didn't care about her. And from that moment on, it changed her entire attitude and the way she acted with everybody else and who she trusted. She had real serious trust issues. And, she had been divorced numerous times. And, anybody who raised their voice around her, she would freak out, because everybody was out to get her. And understandable, but she's not 5 years old. She's now 35 years old. And, she didn't have the viewpoint of a 35-year-old. She had the viewpoint of a 5-year-old. And sometimes you have to update your point of view and step outside the picture and take a better look at it. And at the time, I knew that it worked, but I didn't understand the way I understand now. I have a lot more life experience, and I know a lot more than I did when I was 23.